bite. And as you can see, we are right at the crossroads. This is my favorite story, movie, book, song. You know what I mean? This is really interesting. Well, you know what? I do like music a little bit more than Bitcoin personally, but this is very interesting because look at this. We broke out above this triangle a little bit, not a real breakout, but compare that to how we broke out on the bottom theoretically. You know, I would say we poked out on the top more than we poked out on the bottom, but let's just talk about how I draw all these stupid lines, you know. They just give it context. It's like, oh, this is a triangle here, you know? And why did I think of this? Oh, because the bottom there, you know, compared to the next one, you know, why not? Oh, there's some tops there, all relative dynamic systems. Now, what's this line up here? So let's zoom out here. I got a few other lines for you to show. That'll be interesting. So if Bitcoin manages to not, you know, basically break downwards on this triangle and it just kind of stays and maybe even breaks upwards because it's going one way or the other. You know what I mean? It's going to, at some point here, it's going to have to make a decision. It could break out down right now and then everyone, you know, we're going down, son. Or it can just, you know, eventually, slowly, gradually, or suddenly climb its way up, you know. But then the next hurdle is this one. And this support I'm just getting from, this resistance rather. And it's like, it could be even a bit, you know, like that. It's just like, oh, hey, I don't know what the hell this just seems something. Because if it breaks out this line, it's like, okay, now it can just like do whatever it wants until it breaks out through the next line. And then that just tells us if we can expect more upward momentum or are we just going to get rejected and go down? And that, of course, is all playing into, you know, altcoins. So NuCypher, I'm looking at 4-hour charts right now, 4-hour charts, but on relatively longer time frames. So I feel like clearly, once again, NuCypher seems to be going up. I mean, this is a pretty bullish pattern, honestly. Like, how does this play out? You know, maybe play out something like this. Like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? That's a pretty bullish pattern. Like, you know, something like that. That scoop is gonna imply a lot of upward momentum. And I think what's really interesting is how altcoins actually affect Bitcoin too, right? People just think that Bitcoin effect is just the only thing that matters. But if you consider the fact that right in this moment, the trading volume on Bitcoin in this hour is $100 US, that's because no one cares. It's like, that's how few people, this is why you have this consolidation, because the trading volume is so low. People just don't care right now. But you know what people care about? 2.2 million trading volume on NuCypher in this 4-hour moment. This 4-hour moment of Bitcoin. Oh, this is 1 hour. Let's compare it to 4 hour. Let's go apples to apples here. Load, kid. All right. Okay, so $360 compared to $2 million on. So people are excited about NuCypher. Let's see. Are people excited about Filecoin? Yeah, it looks like they are a little bit. Not as much as they are about NuCypher, but these trading volumes tell you a lot. And this is 4-hour chart. I told you last week. This is what happened since last week? This is where I was buying Filecoin last week. First week. I haven't sold. Am I being greedy? I might be being greedy, dude. I might get punished, dude, because Bitcoin might break down above, below this triangle and just kill everything. And then I lose all my Filecoin, dude. I'm like already up, what is this, like 43%? That's pretty solid. So some people might tell me take the money and run, but I just love to let it ride. Because if I lose it, who even cares? Because ultimately what I'm doing here is I'm accumulating all this because it's all relatively cheap. $86 Filecoin is still relatively cheap. And the reason I bought it here was because I saw that clear consolidation. And I knew that in the immediate future, there was going to be some upside because of just how much retracement there is on Filecoin. All of this, and I bought it 65. There's no reason it couldn't go, to like 145 in the pretty near future. Well, the big reason it couldn't go is if Bitcoin breaks below and brings everything down. But on the chance that it doesn't, and it just kind of follows along that triangle, maybe breaking out by, June 11th or something like that, approximately. In that time, Filecoin absolutely could go a lot higher. So I'm not selling, I'm not selling yet. Even though I got a nice little gain on that, I'm not selling yet. Obviously, I'm never selling NuCypher. Well, no, I'll tell you exactly what I'm doing. I'll sell NuCypher only when it crosses $1.13. And at that point, the only reason I will sell NuCypher, like I'm not just going to sell it for no reason, is if I have something else I want to buy with it, or whether that's an investment or let's see if I'm recording. I always get, thank God, whether that's another investment or whatever it is. But realistically, NuCypher, I'm holding NuCypher like, dude, NuCypher is like gonna change people's lives, dude. Like I'm holding NuCypher to like, $33, dude. You know what I'm saying, dude? And like literally look at the price now. It's like, yeah, I believe all that's very realistically going to happen. So, Bitcoin goes down, NuCypher goes down even farther. Obviously, you could look at this. Let's just talk some more technicals. You could look at these types of charts any two ways you want. Like obviously you have this is down. I mean, technically, this is still down. I would say, I just randomly threw that line on there. It's not very calculatedly. But I would say that this little pump here, this doesn't guarantee anything. I just think that there's a realistic scenario that it turns into this U-shaped thing if Bitcoin just gradually climbs, as long as it does. We're going to find out. Literally, this is why it's so funny, is we're going to find out very, very soon. Very soon, what's up with this, right? If this breaks below, then that's why we call this the white knuckle report, kid. All right. So let's change gears for a second because I want to talk about other things I got going on. Right? Come on. I bought AMC at $8. Obviously, everyone who was paying attention saw this coming. I wasn't telling my friends or anybody to buy this because this is basically very speculative. But, turns out it's not. Here's the funny thing, man. I said it about Matic. I said it about Filecoin. This is actually a pretty good time to buy AMC, dude. Like, oh my, like, yeah, like, okay. And, let's talk about more idiotic gambling. GameStop, dude. It's kind of a really good time to buy GameStop. Oh, welcome to the future where you make money on jokes. Literally. Like, this is what that is. This is just a chart. Clearly on the chart, we can see this shape is what I'm talking about with NuCypher. This is what I think we can expect to see with NuCypher because of how much retracement there is. Of course, the big variable that GameStop doesn't have to deal with is Bitcoin. GameStop doesn't care about Bitcoin. NuCypher very much cares about Bitcoin. So Bitcoin can change the whole story, but realistically, this U-shape, which would just be like a freaking cannon that launches to the moon, seems totally within reason in the same way that this GameStop U-shape is definitely... The thing that's great about GameStop, the reason this is a great buy, and I was buying GameStop down here like a gambling maniac. I was buying it because I saw what this was shit. I was like, if this turns into that U shape, well, I'll be really glad I bought this down here because this is setting up to be like absolutely. And I believe this is an extremely bullish pattern for AMC. I mean, screw this short sweep. None of that even matters. Realistically, dude, this is going up. That's all that matters. Like this is on the hourly chart because AMC is dealing with a different time frame than everything else. So you look at this hourly shape and you see that's a masterful shape. On Monday, I keep an eye. If it dips to like $35 and you don't own it, I think you should buy it. But don't listen to me, right? Don't actually listen to me. But yeah, I actually think that's pretty good. So never stop accumulating NuCypher. We'll find out about Filecoin. I'm still holding. I'm being a greedy person, I guess. But it's not necessarily greed as much as it is just like, realistically. Come on, I mean, this thing's not done. But I could still get cleaned right out by the bastard itself. So, all right, this is fun times. I think we got to just keep paying attention here and watch the story unfold and not be attached to any one expectation. Just roll with it. All right, go, dude!
Maintain the practice all the days of your life.